लगभग चाहिँ हामी now okay now right okay now we pay homage to the Buddha. Namo
tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
When the Buddha was spending Vasa in Rajagaha, okay, here we should say two more things. The second Vasa, the third Vasa, the fourth Vasa. So the Buddha spent 3 Vasa successively in
दोस्रो तेस्रो र चौथो वासा निरन्तर रूपमा चाहिँ राजगृहमा राम्रोसँग बिताउनु भएको थियो.
We cannot know the first Vasa or second Vasa. Sorry, second Vasa or third Vasa, we are not sure.
दोस्रो र तेस्रो दिन ठ्याक्क थाहा भएन.
At the time,
त्यो समयमा
in
वैशालीमा
they have to suffer from many things.
वैशालीमा धेरै कुराहरूको
So in Radhana Sutta, you may also have known, right?
पहिले चाहिँ
Roga Manusa Dubika Samudang
रत्नसूत्रमा छ है रोगा मनुष्य दुबिका सम्बुद्धाङ तिबिदाङ
So they are
भयाङ
mentioned
है.
Dubika means famine.
दुबिका
They don't have enough
अनिकाल है.
food. Since they don't have enough food,
अब
they may have
खानाको
a lot of
अनिकाल भयो
sickness.
अब खानाको कमी भएको भने
That
धेरै
many people
रोगहरू
pass
पर्नु
away.
भयो धेरै मान्छेहरू बित्नु भयो.
Not only that,
त्यति मात्र हैन.
when many people pass away, they cannot burn or bury. They have to throw away.
अब धेरै मान्छे मरेपछि जलाउनु
You also
पनि
can imagine how smelly it
गाह्रो
would be.
भएर आएर लासहरू सबै बाटोमै
It would get
फाल्न
worse.
थाले है. एकदमै
Then
गनाउन थाले
Yakha also attack people.
है. त्यसपछि लासहरू
Many people
यताउता
die.
भएको कारणले यक्खाहरूले पनि आक्रमण गर्न थाल्यो.
They're trying to handle this problem.
मान्छेहरूले यो समस्यालाई हटाउन धेरै
They
नै
try many
कोसिस
other
गरिरहेका
ways.
थिए.
Finally,
अन्तमा
one of their minister from Vaisali
एकजना
recommended
मन्त्री वैशालीबाट
to invite the
वैशालीको
Buddha.
एकजना मन्त्रीले भगवानलाई बोलाउनु पर्यो
They also
भनेर
knew that the Buddha was spending his time in Rajagaha.
भगवान बुद्ध अहिले राजगृहमा बसिरहनु भएको छ भनेर पनि
To invite the
थाहा
Buddha.
थियो. अनि एकजना दूतलाई पठाएर भगवान बुद्धलाई बोलाउन
When they
पठाउनुहुन्छ.
invite the Buddha,
जब उहाँले भगवानलाई बोलाउनुहुन्छ
King Bimbisara, because they are his country.
राजा बिम्बिसाराकोमा पुग्नुपर्ने हुन्छ.
So when they reported King Bimbisara that they went to invite the
वैशालीको
Buddha,
मान्छेले राजा बिम्बिसारलाई खबर पुर्याउनुहुन्छ र सबै मिलेर भगवान
then
बुद्धलाई बोलाउनको
King
लागि
Bimbisara also
जानुहुन्छ.
replied, the Buddha does not belong to him.
अब जस बिम्बिसार
If the
राजाले
Buddha agrees, you
सुरुमा चाहिँ
invite.
बुद्ध मेरो पुगुलीको पर्सनल
And
होइन
they
यदि
approached the
भगवान
Buddha
बुद्ध
and
जान
invited.
चाहनुहुन्छ भने जानुहुन्छ भनेर
The Buddha
भन्नुहुन्छ.
accepts.
त्यसपछि वैशालीको मान्छेहरूले
Then the Buddha
भगवानलाई बोलाउन जानुहुन्छ
go
र
to
भगवान बुद्धलाई
Vaisali by boat.
स्वीकार्नुहुन्छ. भगवान बुद्ध वैशालीमा
So here one more thing, right?
डुङ्गा चढेर जानुहुन्छ.
Then people may also ask, the Buddha has psychic power. Why don't you? And that's when you go to Vaisali by psychic power.
भगवान बुद्धसँग साइकिक पावर थियो किन भगवान बुद्धले यदि शक्तिबाट
So you
चाहिँ
also have to
वैशालीमा
know
जानु
many
भएन.
of his devotees, his disciples also have psychic power.
भगवानसँग मात्र भगवानको शिष्यहरूसँग पनि साइकिक पावर यदि शक्ति
So
थियो.
yeah, in this case,
यहाँ चाहिँ यदि शक्ति प्रयोग नगरिकन किन डुङ्गाबाट जानुभयो?
King Bimbisara also arranged to send the Buddha to the jetty, Ganga River. Then another part,
बिम्बिसार राजाले पनि बाटोसम्मको लागि सबै मिलाउनु भएको थियो
Vaisali,
है.
we also waiting to welcome the Buddha. very big ceremony.
अनि गङ्गा नदीको यता पारिपट्टि वैशालीको
Very grand welcoming
लिच्छवीहरू पनि
ceremony.
गरिरहनु भएको थियो भगवानलाई स्वागत गर्न।
Since the Buddha arrived at Vaishali site, it was very heavy rain.
भगवान बुद्ध वैशालीतिर पुग्नुभयो खोला तरेर त्यही समयमा ठुलो वर्षा भयो बाढी आयो है अनि त्यो कारणले त्यो बाढीको कारणले खोला वरिपरि फैलिरहेको लासहरू सबै बगाएर लग्यो है अनि शहर सफा भयो अनि त्यसपछि भगवानले रत्न सुत्ता देशना गर्नुहुन्छ।
So when we talk about Radhana Sutta,
जब हामी रत्न सुत्ताको बारे कुरा गर्छौं,
we also have to analyze letter by letter.
अलिअलि गरेर हामीले विचार गर्नुहुन्छ रत्न सुत्रमा।
The Buddha mentioned the quality of travel gems.
भगवान रत्न सूत्रमा बुद्ध धर्म र संघको गुणको बारे बयान गर्नुभएको छ।
Right? There's some repetition there.
इति विश्वभगवा भन्न अलिकति फरक छ।
Okay, now here, what is the meaning of Ratana Sutta?
रत्न सुत्ताको अर्थ के हो?
So when we study now current version in our daily chant, they are mentioned Panidanado Pataya Tathagata
Sadasa Paramiyo Dasava Paramiyo Dasa Paramata Paramiyo
like this, right?
त्यसरी पाइन्छ।
So the Buddha reflects the perfections, the parami.
भगवान बुद्धले त चाहिँ पारमीको बारे याद गर्नुहुन्छ है पारमीको बारे भन्नुहुन्छ। पारमी भन्नाले परिपूर्ण हुनु र पारगमन गुणहरू।
We can say 10 stand-up parami.
पारमी चाहिँ अब 10 वटा पारमीहरू छन्। दशप पारमीहरू पनि छ।
Parami. 10 paramatha parami.
अर्को 10 परमथ पारमी पनि छ है।
So the Buddha reflects all his parami.
भगवान बुद्धले सबै पारमी गुणहरू 10 पारमी 10 परमथ पारमीहरू अनुसरण गर्नुहुन्छ। भगवान बुद्धले त्याग है त्यागको बारे पनि रिफ्लेक्ट गर्नुहुन्छ अनुसरण गर्नुहुन्छ।
External belonging,
अब उपपारमीको कुरा गर्दाखेरि
family, relatives,
भगवान बुद्धले आफ्नो परिवार दानको कुरा त्यागको कुरा गर्नु पर्दाखेरि आफ्नो परिवारहरू छोराछोरीहरू राज्यहरू त त्याग गर्नुभएको थियो है। अब उपपारमीको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब शरीरभित्रको अङ्गहरू है आफ्नो अङ्गहरू आँखाहरू शरीरको अङ्गहरू चाहिँ त्याग गर्नुभएको थियो। कुनै बेलामा है आफ्नो प्राण समेत नै त्याग गर्नुभएको थियो अरूको हितको लागि है। यो सबै चाहिँ त्यागमा अन्तर्गत पर्दछन्, दान अन्तर्गत पर्दछन्। अन्तमा चर्या अभ्यास। जब हामी रत्न सूत्र पढ्छौं तीनटा पाली शब्दहरू हामीले बुझ्छौं। लोकथाचर्यं ज्ञातथाचर्यं बुद्धथाचर्यं तेस्रो चर्या आयो। तीन प्रकारको चर्याहरू।
He also do for the welfare of all the worlds. We call lokatacharya.
लोकथाचर्या सम्पूर्ण लोकको हितको लागि पनि।
Then unlimited or indefinite.
उहाँले चाहिँ पानी पुरा गर्नुभयो है।
Without any boundaries or living beings.
केही कुराको नि सीमा नराखिकन।
So he may do for all types of living beings.
है सम्पूर्ण सत्व प्राणीहरूको लागि चाहिँ
all types of living beings.
हितको लागि उहाँले अभ्यास गर्नु परेको थियो संसार चक्रमा।
In this very life also he was doing for the welfare of all types of living beings.
यही जन्ममा पनि अरूको हितको लागि धेरै नै अभ्यास गर्नु भएको थियो जसलाई चाहिँ लोकथाचर्या भनेर भनिन्छ। अर्को चाहिँ यहाँ तत्पचर्या
for the welfare of relatives.
आफन्तहरूको हित उपकारको लागि.
So the Buddha also practiced for the good of his own relatives.
भगवान बुद्धले आफ्नो आफन्तहरूको हितको लागि पनि यो
So
चर्या
now
चाहिँ
modern
अभ्यास
society we can
गर्नुभएको
also
थियो.
say for the good of our own clans
है
or
आफ्नो
race
खानदान
or caste system,
आफ्नो
right?
परिवार है जातीय
Also not
हितको लागि
maybe
गरेर
for the good of nationality, for the good of
आफ्नो
countries,
राज्यको
other
लागि
things can be considered as Nyatacharya.
सबै चाहिँ यहाँ तत्पचर्यामा पर्छ.
So compared to Lokatacharya, it will be a little bit narrower.
लोकतचर्या भने सबै पर्छ भने
Not that
यहाँ
wide.
तत्पचर्या चाहिँ अब सीमित आफ्नो परिवार.
So since we live in a community, if we are doing for the good of our own community, this also can be considered as a
अब
Nyatacharya.
हामीले आफ्नो परिवारको लागि आफ्नो समाजको लागि के राम्रो काम गरिन्छ भने त्यो पनि यहाँ तत्पचर्यामा
Okay,
पर्छ.
now the last one, Buddhacharya.
बुद्धतचर्या.
Buddhacharya is for to know the truth.
बुद्धतचर्या भन्नाले अब चतुरार्य बुझ्नको लागि है बुद्ध हुनको लागि है सत्य बुझ्नको लागि चाहिँ चर्या अभ्यास गर्नुभयो. भगवान बुद्धले पनि अब बुद्ध हुनको लागि र सत्य बुझ्नको लागि अभ्यास गर्नुभएको थियो. भगवान बुद्धले यी तीन प्रकारको चर्याहरू पनि अनुस्मरण गर्नुहुन्छ. त्यसपछि भगवानले रत्न सुत्ता देशना गर्नुहुन्छ. सम्पूर्ण सत्य प्राणीहरूमाथि करुणा राखेर वैशालीमा.
So you can also find Ratana Sutta
रत्न सूत्र
in the chants.
दैनिकी पाठमा
Actually, this also
भेटाउन
a big
सक्नुहुन्छ.
collections of stanzas.
है गाथाहरूले भरेको छ यो सूत्र.
15
गाथाहरू छ भगवानले बोल्नुभएको. अनि अन्तिमको तीनटा गाथा चाहिँ देवराज इन्द्रले बोल्नुभएको गाथा हो.
Yesterday I have already talked about it, right? I cannot explain all Ratana Sutta because
रत्न सूत्र एकदमै विस्तृत भएको कारणले म सबै अहिले बयान गर्न सक्दिनँ. मैले रत्न सूत्र भियतनामको ध्यान शिविरमा व्याख्या गरिसकेको थिएँ. अब हजुरलाई सुन्न मन छ भने युट्युबमा गएर सुन्न सक्नुहुन्छ. एकदमै विस्तृत छ.
So this is about Ratana Sutta.
यो चाहिँ रत्न सूत्रको बारे है भर्खर भनेको कुराहरू.
Not only that, they also teach bhikkhus.
यो रत्न सूत्र चाहिँ भगवानले सिकाउनु पनि हुन्छ भिक्षुहरूलाई पाठ गर्ने तरिका. अनि आनन्द भन्तेले पात्रभरि पानी राखेर चाहिँ पाठ गर्दै वैशालीमा त्यो पानी छर्किनुहुन्छ.
So in Ratana Sutta introduction, it was mentioned
रत्न सूत्रमा त्यहाँ आएको छ पकर्नेछु भनेर आएको छ है. वैशालीमा चाहिँ तीनटा पर्खालहरू थियो. सुरुमा चाहिँ एक योजनको सहर है उदाहरणको लागि. जनसङ्ख्या वृद्धि हुँदै गएपछि है अब भित्रको पर्खालमा चाहिँ त्यो सीमामा चाहिँ मान्छे नपुगेर फेरि अर्को सिमाना लगाउनु भयो है पर्खालले. त्यो चाहिँ त्यसपछि मान्छे वृद्धि हुँदै गएपछि फेरि अर्को सीमा बनाएर पर्खाल लगाएको थियो. त्यो कारणले वैशालीमा तीनटा पर्खालहरू थिए है. तीनटा प्रकारको सीमाहरू. अनि हरेक तीनटै प्रकारको सीमाहरूमा चाहिँ आनन्दले चाहिँ परिता पाठ गर्दै आनन्द भन्दैजीले परिता पाठ गर्दै परिधानको जल छर्किनुहुन्छ.
Assembly, actually, the Buddha also gather many bhikkhus. Also, Buddha has also recite.
धेरै मान्छेहरू भेला भएका थिए.
So you can also imagine when the Buddha recites, many of divine beings will come.
भगवानले पाठ गर्नुहुन्छ धेरै दिव्य
all the three desert
मान्छेहरू
stars,
आउनुहुन्छ
right?
दिव्य
Also this
देवताहरू
year,
आउनुहुन्छ मान्छेहरू आउनुहुन्छ
this is a natural, right?
है अनि मनुष्यहरू पनि हराएर जान्छन्
So actually, they recite 7 days successively.
यो चाहिँ 7 दिन निरन्तर रूपमा पाठ गर्नुभएको थियो यो रत्नसूत्र
Every day, many thousands of devas, many thousands of beings can take
हरेक दिन थाउजन्ड्स हजारौँ देवताहरू हजारौँ मान्छेहरूले
the last day, the Buddha
मार्ग र
himself
फल लाभ
pray
गर्नुभएको
and
थियो
chant
अन्तिम दिनमा
Ratana Sutta.
भगवान आफैले पनि रत्नसूत्र पाठ गर्नुभएको थियो
So this is the story about Ratana Sutta.
यो चाहिँ
You have already
रत्नसूत्रको
know many
कथा
other
हो
things. So if you want to know in detail, you can also read Ratana Sutta original one with English translation. It will
रत्नसूत्रको
mention
अब
Idambi
पाली
Bodhi
पाली
Ratana
पनि छ
Panidam,
रत्नसूत्रको
Idambi
अङ्ग्रेजी
Ratnam
पनि छ
Panidam,
त्यहाँ
Idambi
आएको
Sange
छ
Ratnam
इदम्बी बुद्धि
Panidam, it will
रत्नम
mention.
पनि इदम्बी तमी रत्नम पनि इदम्बी सँगै रत्नम पनि
And telling
भनेर
the truth,
त्यहाँ चाहिँ आएको छ
virtues
है
of Buddha,
यो
Dhamma,
चाहिँ
and
भगवान
Sangha.
बुद्ध धर्म र सङ्घको सत्यको
Then the Buddha also
बयान छ
determined
है
or make
सत्यको
aspiration or
सत्यको
bound
वाचा
to make beings or to make all the other living beings happy in Vaisali.
है यो सत्य वचनको प्रभावले चाहिँ सबै जनताहरू चाहिँ
Here we
खुसी
have
र सबै
to
जनताहरू खुसी हुन
say
थाले
a few
सबै विघ्न
more
बाधाहरू
additional words.
हराएर गए अब यहाँ केही शब्दहरू भन्नुपर्ने
How it will be affected when we are chanting Patana.
अब हामीले पाठ
When
गरेको
we are chanting Parita.
परिता पठनहरू कतिको
What kind
प्रभावकारी
of
हुन्छ त
qualification do we need to chant
डरको
Parita?
गुणहरू चाहिन्छ त परिधान पाठ
This is also
गर्नको लागि यो
important.
पनि महत्त्वपूर्ण छ
Right? So sometimes we chant, not that much effective.
कहिलेकाहीँ हामी
One
पाठ
second of them
पाठ
happen.
गर्छौँ तर त्यति
You also have to
प्रभावशाली
check.
हुँदैन त्यो पाठ गर्दाखेरि
Okay, now
हामीले
here.
पनि विचार गर्नुपर्छ
I should say the quality of reciters.
पाठ गर्नमा हुनु पाठ गर्ने
The first
व्यक्तिमा
one,
हुनुपर्ने गुणहरू
accurate recitation.
सही उच्चारण शुद्ध पाठ हुनुपर्छ
Accurate recitation means it must be accurate or correctly recite the saliva, words,
राम्रोसँग
letters,
शब्दहरू अक्षरहरू उच्चारण
punctuations,
गरेको हुनुपर्छ
right? Without any mistakes, without any misleading of the meaning.
अर्थको अर्थ नबिगारिकन राम्ररी पाठ गरेको हुनुपर्छ
So sometimes we punctuate wrongly.
कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ पाठ गर्दा
In
गल्ती
this
भएर
case, it will be
हुन्छ
the problem. Then there are
गल्ती
some
भएर
little bit
हुन्छ पाठ
silly question.
गर्दाखेरि
How should we chant
प्रश्नहरू
Myanmar
चाहिँ
tone
छ
or international tone?
है बर्मिज पाठ गर्ने कि बर्मिज
Yeah, this kind of
उच्चारणमा पाठ गर्ने कि अब इन्टरनेसनल उच्चारणमा पाठ
Actually, when
गर्ने
you go
भनेर
to
मान्छेले
Thailand, they have the
प्रश्न
Thailand
सोध्छन्
tones.
अब थाइल्यान्डमा
Cambodia also,
जाँदाखेरि
they have their own way.
थाइल्यान्डको आफ्नै तरिका छ
Even
पाठ
in
गर्ने
Myanmar, we have Monstay.
कम्बोडियाको आफ्नै पाठ गर्ने तरिका
There's
छ
a Mon traditional way also.
बर्मा पनि मुनहरूको आफ्नै पाठ गर्ने शैली छ
Because I mean, whatever tone or whatever tradition we follow, the main thing is that we must cut correctly.
जस्तोसुकै तरिकाबाट पाठ गरे पनि उच्चारण चाहिँ सही हुनुपर्छ
So if we cut something wrong, then it will be misunderstanding or misleading.
यदि हामीले गलत तरिकाले पाठ गर्यो भने चाहिँ अर्थ उल्टो हुन आउँछ त्यो कारणले होस पुऱ्याउनु पर्छ
Grammatically, it must be correct.
ग्रामर अनुसार पनि मिल्नु पर्ने हुन्छ अर्थ पनि स्पष्ट हुनुपर्छ
Okay, for example,
उदाहरणको लागि
very simple example, right? We have
साधारण
5 research, for example.
एउटा उदाहरण
Panati Bada,
अब पञ्चशीलले भनौँ है पानाति पाता वैरमणि सिकावन समाध्यामि पानाति पाता वैरमणि वैरमति भनेर त्यसरी भन्यो भने
Panati Bada,
पानाति
this is
पाता
one thing, right?
एउटा
Way is
शब्द
a one word.
वे भने एउटा शब्द
If we cut like this, way is a meaningless. We can also translate as a indeed like this. Ramani is a delight.
रमणी भनेको खुसी
Indeed, we
हुनु
delight in killing, right?
यसको फेरि अर्थ उल्टो
If we
हुन्छ है
cut wrongly, it will mislead. Panati
हटायो भने
pada we ramani.
त्यसरी छुट्यायो भने पारन्ति पानाति पाता वे
Right?
रमती भन्यो भने त्यो पातामा रमाउँछु भन्ने अर्थ हुन्छ
Delight, happy.
खुसी हुनु
That's why if we cut wrongly, it will mislead the meaning.
त्यो कारणले
That's why
शब्दहरू
punctuation must be
जोडिएको शब्दहरू
correct
छुट्यो
when we are
भने चाहिँ
recitation. When we are reciting.
अर्थ पनि उल्टो हुन जान्छ त्यो कारणले जोडिएको
This is also
शब्दहरू जोडिए अनुसार
important.
उच्चारण गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ है यो पनि महत्त्वपूर्ण छ
Then another one.
अर्को एउटा
Understanding the meaning,
अर्थ बुझ्नुपर्छ
especially reciter.
है
So when we are going to chant Brita, we must understand the meaning of Brita.
अर्थ बुझ्ने गरी पाठ गर्नुपर्छ
This is also one of the qualifications of recitation or reciter. So sometimes we recite, we don't understand the meaning.
कहिलेकाहीँ हामीले पाठ गर्दा अर्थ चाहिँ बुझिरहेको हुँदैन
Yanita Budani, Samagadani, Bhumani va Yani va Andali ke. If we understand the meaning,
हामीले अर्थ बुझ्यौँ भने
Yanita Budani, Yani Ita Budani, this is the grammatically cut into pieces.
है
Samagadani, that means gathering, right? All the living beings, like all the divine beings are gathering. Bhumani va Yani va Andali ke.
सबै देवताहरू
Bhumani, Andali ke, that means from the ground or from the sky.
अन्तलिखे भुइँमा र आकाशमा
All the divine beings are gathering like this, right? So that means we must understand the meaning when we are chanting or reciting.
पाठ गर्दाखेरि अर्थ पनि मजाले बुझेर चाहिँ पाठ गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ
Absence of greed. This is also one of the
लोभ नभएको हुनुपर्ने लोभ नभएको
So when we chant Bharita, sometimes the reciter may expect gain from donors, right? When we are going to chant something,
पाठ गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ लोभ नभएको
then
हुनुपर्छ
most people
है
also offer.
कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ अब पाठ
That's what we
गर्दाखेरि लोभ पनि
expect.
हुन्छ है जब हामीले पाठ गर्दाखेरि
Gain
लोभको
or
इच्छाले
donation
केही
from
प्राप्त गर्ने इच्छाले पाठ गर्छौँ भने
listeners. This is
त्यो
not
पनि राम्रो होइन
effective.
है चाहिँ प्रभावकारी हुँदैन
So that means we should not expect any material gains or any offerings from listeners.
गर्दाखेरि केही कुरा पनि
This is also
केही
important.
कुराको पनि आशा राख्नु हुँदैन
Okay, now another one is pure intention.
अर्को चाहिँ शुद्ध
Yeah, in the
शुद्ध
case of pure
अभिप्राय
intention,
हुनुपर्छ शुद्ध चेतना
this means
हुनुपर्छ
actually metta,
यो चाहिँ
loving
मेत्ता
kindness towards living beings
है मैत्री हुनुपर्छ
or
भन्ने अर्थ
listeners.
हुन्छ
So if we don't have loving kindness to our listeners
जब
also, it's not that
हामीमा
much effective.
मैत्री हुँदैन सुन्ने व्यक्तिहरूमा
This
यो
also very
पनि धेरै
important.
प्रभावकारी हुँदैन
The pure intention also can be karuna, compassion to our living beings. Mostly when people have suffering, they approach bhikkhu, they invite bhikkhu for
जब
chanting.
मान्छेहरूमा चाहिँ एकदम समस्या हुन्छ बिरामी हुन्छ
For
त्यतिखेर
example,
चाहिँ
when they
बन्देलाई
have
पाठ
sickness,
गर्नुको लागि
they may invite
बोलाइन्छ
bhikkhu to chant Vajjanga Sutta.
अब मान्छेहरूले बिरामी हुँदाखेरि
This is
बन्देलाई
normal.
भोजङ्ग शुद्ध पाठ गर्न बोलाउँछ यो चाहिँ सामान्य हो
So if we have compassion to our living beings or listeners, the Brita will be effective.
यदि हामी पाठ गर्ने व्यक्तिमा चाहिँ करुणा छ
So these
मैत्री छ
four are
भने चाहिँ
qualifications of
सुन्नेहरूमा
recitation.
चाहिँ राम्रो प्रभाव पर्छ यो
So when we
चारवटा
have
चाहिँ
these four
पाठ
qualities,
गर्ने व्यक्तिमा हुनुपर्ने गुण
then our chanting will be effective
गुण आयो
for
भने चाहिँ
listeners.
हामीले गरेको पाठ चाहिँ
You
सुन्ने
must get ready,
व्यक्तिहरूलाई चाहिँ
right?
प्रभावकारी हुन्छ
So here many bhikkhus and many Syalis also get ready to have this quality whenever you chant Brita,
गर्छ भने
right?
अब विचार गर्न
In this kind
सक्नुहुन्छ
of
कि
case,
अब
we cannot
परिधानको
guarantee
पाठको प्रभाव पर्छ
Brita
कि
will affect or
पर्दैन
not.
भनेर भन्न सकिँदैन है
There will be some
सुन्ने व्यक्तिका
conditions.
नियत हुन्छ
Many devotees
भएको
also
कारणले।
join there to listen.
अब
It may
पाठ
be effective, maybe, right?
पाठ गर्दाखेरि अब बुद्धिस्टहरू पनि जोइन भएको छ र सही दिति भएको मान्छेहरू पनि छ भने चाहिँ
Okay, now we have another
सही
one.
थाहा नभएको मान्छे छ भने चाहिँ परिधान पाठको
And
असर
should
पर्छ
give faith.
अर्को चाहिँ अधिक श्रद्धा
So here, when we say unshakable faith means
अविचलित
We
श्रद्धा
must have faith in the power of Parita.
हामीले गरेको पाठमा चाहिँ विश्वास भएको पनि
If you don't have this
हुनुपर्छ
kind of belief or this kind of faith
यदि हामीमा
in the power of Parita or virtues of Parita,
आफूले पाठ गरेको परिधान पाठमा
then
श्रद्धा
it will
छैन
not
भने
affect,
पनि यो पनि
right?
धेरै
If we have
प्रभावकारी हुँदैन
faith, it will affect. If we don't have faith, it
यदि
will not
हामी
affect.
श्रद्धा छ भने असर पर्छ श्रद्धा छैन भने असर
This is
पर्दैन
also important.
यो पनि महत्त्वपूर्ण छ
So sometimes we also chant, but we don't believe.
कहिलेकाहीँ हामीले
In
पाठ
this
त गर्छौँ
case,
तर विश्वास चाहिँ
listen also
गर्दैनौँ
don't believe. Listen also don't believe, right? In this case, we cannot say
सुन्ने पनि विश्वास छैन
that Parita will be affected.
पाठ गर्ने पनि धेरै विश्वास छैन भने चाहिँ यो असर हुँदैन
That's why this is also important. Unshakable
परिधानको प्रभाव
faith,
हुँदैन
very
त्यो
important,
कारणले यो
right?
श्रद्धा एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ
Then again, we have the last one, respectful attention.
अर्को चाहिँ ध्यानपूर्वक सुन्नुपर्छ
Okay, here, listener must listen respectfully,
अब सुन्नेले पनि
attentively.
आदरपूर्वक सुन्नु पर्यो राम्ररी
So we call Payoga Sampati.
त्यसलाई हामीले
Payoga
पयोगा
Sampati
सम्पत्ति
means
भनेर
proper
भन्छौँ
effort or
पयोगा
achievement of
सम्पत्ति भन्नाले
effort.
अब राम्ररी आदरपूर्वक
If
सुन्ने
you don't pay attention
बल
respectively,
लगाएर सुन्ने है
or respectfully or attentively,
मन संयम गरेर
that means this is a
सुन्ने
failure of Payoga.
अब राम्ररी
Payoga Vipatti.
आदरपूर्वक सुन्ने छैन भने चाहिँ पयोगा विपत्ति
So mind will be wandering here and there,
मन
cannot
यताउता
maintain.
गइरहेछ
So similarly, they don't show respect bodily. They don't respect bhavali also, right? When big white chanting Parita, they are talking, chatting by the daily telephone, right?
सम्मान
With
पनि
this kind
छैन
of
है पाठ
behavior,
गरिरहँदाखेरि
it cannot
फोन
be affected.
चलाइरहेछ भने चाहिँ यो वैधान पाठको त्यति
That's
प्रभाव
why
हुँदैन
respectful attention. This is also important for listeners.
त्यो कारणले एकदमै आदरपूर्वक ध्यान
Actually,
दिएर
there
सुन्नुपर्छ
are many other things we have to know about Parita.
धेरै कुराहरू छ
It will be too wide.
जान्नुपर्ने परिताको बारेमा
Right, for example, when we are attacked by non-human beings,
धेरै
what do
लामो
you do,
छ
for example? In the very beginning, we can do Metta Sutta. We can chant Metta Sutta.
सुरुमा
It's
हामी
very simple, right?
मेता सुत्ता पाठ
Not that much
गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ
serious. Just Metta towards the living beings who attack.
अब कोही
the
अमनुष्यहरूले एट्याक गरिरहेछ भने चाहिँ सुरुमा
Although we
मेता
chant
सुत्ता नै
Metta Sutta,
पाठ
it
गर्नुपर्छ
does not affect.
यदि मेता
We have
सुत्ताले
another option,
असर गरेको छैन
Ratana
भने
Sutta.
रत्न सुत्ता पाठ गर्नुपर्छ
Then we have another Sutta, the Chaka Sutta.
अर्को सुक्का भन्छ
The Chaka Sutta also talking about the Buddha.
तजक सुत्ता
We can say the quality of triple gems.
तजक
Again.
सुत्तामा पनि बुद्ध गुण तमगुणसँग गुणको व्याख्या गरिएको छ
Then if we it does not affect, although we chant Ratana Sutta,
रत्न सूत्रबाट पनि
Dachaka
असर
Sutta,
परेन तजक
then
सुत्ताबाट
there will
पनि
be
असर
another one,
परेन भने
Adanadiya Sutta.
अर्को आतानातीय सुत्ता भन्ने छ
We have original version, Adanadiya Sutta in Jika Nikaya.
दिघ निकायमा
long
आतानातीय
discourse.
सुत्ताको एकदमै लामो व्याख्या छ
In our daily chant, Adanadiya Sutta is very short.
अब हामीले पाठ गर्ने आतानातीय सुत्ता चाहिँ
This is
छोटोवाला हो
later scholar composed Bali stanza.
पछि
We can say the adaptation,
पालीमा
right?
पारङ्गत
Original
व्यक्तिहरूले
Sutta
चाहिँ
will be
छोटो
very long in
पारेको
Jika Nikaya.
आतानातीय सुत्ता पाठ गर्ने आतानातीय सुत्ता
So we can
दिघ
chant
निकायमा अब
of course,
आतानातीय
if we
सुत्ता चाहिँ
chant
एकदमै
original
लामो
from
छ
Jika Nikaya, it will be stronger and better.
अब हामीले चाहिँ दिघ निकायको लामो आतानातीय सुत्ता पाठ गर्यो भने चाहिँ एकदमै
So
प्रभावकारी
these
छ
are
बलियो असर पर्छ
the sequence of chanting Parita, Metta Sutta,
यो
Ratana
चाहिँ
Sutta,
मेता
Dachaka
सुत्ता
Sutta,
रत्न
Adanadiya
सुत्ता
Sutta.
तजक
These are the order.
आतानातीय सुत्ता यसरी चाहिँ स्टेप बाई स्टेप चाहिँ हामीले पाठ गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ
Actually, if you want to know very much in detail, you can go and read Buddha Vansa.
हजुरले बुद्ध वंशमा
Mengun Searo,
पढ्न सक्नुहुन्छ है मेङ्गुन स्याडोको
right?
बुद्ध
Single
वंशमा
edition. That means they publish in English,
इङ्ग्लिसमा पनि छ
published in Singapore. That's why we got Singapore edition, right?
सिङ्गापुरमा पब्लिस भएको कारण
And then for
सिङ्गापुर
Vietnamese, you may
पनि
have
छ
this translation into Vietnamese. Also, you have audiobooks
भियतनामिजमा
of
पनि
Buddha Vansa, as far as I know. I don't know
छ
how
होला
many,
है यो
how many
ट्रान्सलेट
books we have
भएको अडियो
translated
बुक पनि
or
छ हो
how many books we have
भियतनाममा
recorded as audiobooks. If you want to know very much in detail, you can go and read, right? It will be too wide.
यसको बारे अझ थाहा पाउन मन छ भने चाहिँ
So this is
बुद्धसँग गएर पढ्न
about the
सक्नुहुन्छ
Vaisali.
यो चाहिँ अब वैशालीको बारे
Actually, after that, the Buddha visited, went back to Rajagaha.
त्यसपछि फेरि भगवान
After settling everything, went back to Rajagaha.
राजगहमै फर्किनुहुन्छ
Sabantanis was there.
अर्को वासा त्यहाँ
So the
बिताउनु
Buddha also visit Vaisali from time to time, from that time on.
त्यसपछि भगवान बुद्ध समय समयमा वैशाली चाहिँ आइरहनु
When we
हुन्थ्यो
talk about Vaisali,
जब हामी वैशालीको बारे कुरा गर्छौँ
then we must not forget very famous teacher
कहिले पनि बिर्सनु
of
हुँदैन एकजना
Lichavi princes and princesses.
बिर्सनु नहुने कुरा वैशालीको चाहिँ लिच्छवीको
He
राजकुमारहरू
is Satchaka Paribhajaka.
है लिच्छवी राजकुमारहरूको गुरु सच्चक परिव्राजक भन्ने एकजना
So
छ
he has also good learners, also good debater, we can say.
सच्चक परिव्राजक चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रोसँग धेरै ज्ञान भएको
But he
अनि
also
त्यसपछि
said,
वाद विवाद पनि गर्न
if
सक्ने
he debates with somebody, even the Buddha will be trembling, shaking,
यदि
sweating.
उसले भन्थे कि यदि म कोहीसँग वाद विवाद
We
गरेँ भने
pose
चाहिँ
question, right? Even the Buddha will
सबैजना
be sweating, maybe sweaty,
तर्सिन्छ
right?
डराउँछ नि भन्छ भगवान बुद्ध पनि
He
यदि
can put very difficult question.
मसँग
That means
वाद विवाद गऱ्यो भने चाहिँ भगवान बुद्ध पनि तर्सिनुहुन्छ भनेर उहाँले भन्नुहुन्छ
then he find the way to approach Buddha. So he met Benadava Assaji and asked about Buddha teaching.
त्यसपछि
The Buddha explained the 5 gates
असजी पन्तलाई
as
भेट्नुहुन्छ
Anicca Dukkha Anatta.
र असजी पन्तले
When hearing
भन्नुहुन्छ
that,
भगवान बुद्धले पञ्चखण्डको बारे देशना गर्नुहुन्छ भनेर
he got
असजी
the
पन्तले
point.
यो अहिलेको ब्राह्मणलाई भन्छ
Okay.
है सचको ब्राह्मणलाई
He
सुनाउनुहुन्छ
disliked Anatta, the idea of Anatta.
अनि सचको ब्राह्मणले एउटा कमी कमजोरी समात्मा
According to
हुन्छ
his point of
उसलाई
view,
लागेको अनत्त
all the
भगवानले
trees,
आत्मालाई विश्वास
plants
गर्दैन भन्नुहुन्छ
grow on the earth.
सच्चको विचारमा
That means all the trees and
सम्पूर्ण
plants belong to the earth.
बोध बिरुवाहरू जमिनमा
Right?
उम्रन्छ
This is
त्यो
how he
कारणले
understands.
सम्पूर्ण बोध बिरुवा रुखहरू
So this body belong to us. That's why this is called Atta. If we say Anatta,
जमिनको हुन्छ
this is not correct.
अब यो शरीर चाहिँ हाम्रो हो त्यो कारणले यो अत्त हो अब कसैले अनत्त भन्छ भने यो गलत हो
So he
भनेर सच्चको
brought very big crowd of people
सच्चको धारणा त्यसैले धेरै
to the monastery.
मान्छेहरू लिएर सच्चका
He
चाहिँ
went
बिहारमा
debate with the
जानुहुन्छ
Buddha. He will ask very
भगवान
serious
बुद्धसँग
question to the Buddha.
वाद विवाद गर्नको लागि
So that's what I say called Chula Satchaka Sutta.
त्यहाँ चाहिँ चुला सचक सुत्ता भन्ने देशना गर्नुहुन्छ भगवानले
So there he debates Anatta and Atta both.
त्यहाँ चाहिँ
This one, right?
सचक
Buddha say
ब्राह्मणले
Anatta is
अट्ट र
Anatta.
अनत्तको बारे चाहिँ वाद विवाद गर्नुहुन्छ
It will be very long. If we say briefly,
अब यो चाहिँ लामो छ अब छतगरीमा भन्दाखेरि
the Buddha say Anatta,
भगवानले
he say
भन्नुहुन्छ अनत्त
Atta. Although
सचकले भन्छ
I already
अत्त
mentioned, this body belong to us. This is Atta.
अब सचकले यो शरीर चाहिँ
Who's belonging this one is?
हाम्रो हो आफ्नो हो
Then the
त्यो कारण यो
Buddha
अत्त हो भन्नुहुन्छ
ask again.
यसले
Okay,
भगवानले
if this body
सोध्नुहुन्छ
belong to you,
यदि
and
यो
this body follow you or your desire,
यो शरीर तिम्रो हो भने यो शरीरले तिमीले भनेको
then
कुरा
he dare
मान्छ
not say.
भनेर भन्छ
He had to keep quiet.
त्यसपछि उसले उत्तर दिँदैन शान्त
Because there are many lichavi princes and princesses.
त्यहाँ चाहिँ धेरै लिच्छवी राजकुमार र राजकुमारीहरू थिए
Lichavi are very handsome and very beautiful. Even the
लिच्छवीहरू
Buddha said
एकदमै
once,
राम्रो र राम्रो
if we were to see
लिच्छवी
Tawarinsa Deva, see lichavi princes and
यदि
princesses,
हजुरहरूलाई तावतिङसको
they are
देवता
like Tawarinsa Deva.
हेर्न मन छ भने यो लिच्छवी राजकुमार
They look very
राजकुमारी
good.
हेर्नु है किनकि तावतिङको देवताहरू पनि यो लिच्छवीहरू जस्तै देखिन्छ
So if
भनेर
we
भगवान
say
भन्नुहुन्छ
this body belong to him,
यदि यो
his
शरीर
body
चाहिँ
belong to him, his body
आफ्नो
follow his
हो भने
own
चाहिँ
desire, his own wish,
यो शरीरले आफूले
then there will
भनेको
be a
मान्छ
big
कि
problem for him.
मान्दैन
There are many
भनेर
lichavi.
सोध्नुहुन्छ
They will ask you, if so, why don't you make your body as handsome as us?
त्यसपछि उसले चाहिँ
Right?
यसको
All
उत्तर
lichavi
दिँदैन
princes
किनकि
are
अब लिच्छवी कुमारी कुमारहरू चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो थियो भने चाहिँ राम्रो थियो त्यो कारणले अब मैले हो भन्यो भने चाहिँ उनीहरूले चाहिँ ल यदि तिम्रो शरीर तिम्रो भने जस्तो हुन्छ भने हामी जस्तो राम्रो किन बनाउन सक्दैनौ भनेर सोध्न सक्छ भनेर चुप्प लाएर बसेको हुन्छ किनकि अब यो शरीरले चाहिँ आफूले आफ्नो इच्छा चाहिँ आफूले भन्ने जस्तो कुरा मान्दैन अब उसले चाहिँ हो भनेर भन्यो भने चाहिँ ऊ हार्ने हुन्छ
he boastfully talked to many people. If he asked question, even the Buddha would be sati.
अब सुरुमा चाहिँ अभिमानको कारणले भनेको थियो कि मैले भगवानलाई क्वेसन सोध्यो भने भगवान चाहिँ पसिना आएर काम हुन्छ तर अहिले चाहिँ सच्चाको आफै पसिना आएर काम नथाले
So in a very big crowd,
त्यसपछि सच्चाको ब्राह्मण
he was really very shame, very
धेरै मान्छेहरुको अगाडि चाहिँ एकदमै लज्जास्पद अवस्था आउँछ उसको
One more thing here. Although he liked the idea of anatta after debate,
अब भगवान बुद्धसँग वादविवाद गरेपछि अनात्तको बारेमा उहाँलाई मन परे पनि
I will take refuge to triple gym.
मन परे पनि म भगवानको शरणमा जान्छु भनेर भन्नु हुँदैन भगवानको शिक्षा मन परे पनि
he was a little bit arrogant or stubborn.
उहाँले चाहिँ भगवान बुद्ध धर्मसँगको शरणमा जानु हुँदैन किन त अभिमानको कारणले
listen very long discourse, he cannot attain anything.
कारणले त्यो लामो धर्म देशना सुने पनि उहाँले मार्ग लाभ गर्नु
he didn't as a Buddhist.
है बुद्धिस्ट हो भनेर पनि
you can say stubbornness of Saccaka.
यो अभिमान सच्चको अभिमान.
So after that,
त्यसपछि
he thought
उनले सोच्छ
the next time
अर्को पालि
he will approach the Buddha.
बुद्धकोमा
At the time
आउँछु
he planned very well.
है अब अर्को पालि आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ एकदम प्लान बनाएर आउँछ.
Previously I
प्लान पनि
bring
बनाउँछ
many
भने अहिले प्लान
people
बनाउँछ.
to see the Buddha.
पहिला
I was
चाहिँ मैले
defeated, very
धेरै
shameful.
मान्छेहरु लगेर
Now I will
गएको
go alone to see the Buddha.
धेरै मान्छेहरु अगाडि
Debate with the Buddha
एकदम
again.
लज्जास्पद भए. अब अर्को पालि चाहिँ म एक्लै जान्छु र
Then
भगवानसँग
if I
फेरि
can
वाद
defeat
विवाद
the
गर्छु.
Buddha, I will spread the news.
यदि मैले भगवानले हराउन सके भने
If
चाहिँ
I am defeated, nobody knows.
समाचार फैलाइदिन्छ है म हारे भने कसैले पनि थाहा
Very good
हुँदैन
idea, right?
भनेर उसले चाहिँ प्लान बनाएको हुन्छ.
He approached Buddha for the second times.
अब दोस्रो पटक भगवानकोमा
At that
जानुहुन्छ.
time,
त्यो बेला
we can say Mahasaccaka Sutta. Second time called Mahasaccaka
महासचका
Sutta.
सुत्ता है दोस्रो पल्ट महासचका सुत्ता.
So he approached the Buddha and asked question about undeveloped body and the mind.
अब अविकसित काया र चित्तको बारेमा क्वेशन सोध्नुहुन्छ.
What does it mean really undeveloped body and the mind?
विकास नभएको शरीर र मन भन्ने केलाई भन्न खोजेको त?
So he also thought many of
सोच्छ कि
Buddha disciples,
भगवान
they are not practicing seriously,
शिष्यहरू
bodily and mentally.
शरीर र मनबाट राम्ररी अभ्यास गरेका छैनन् भनेर सोच्छन्.
So what is it really called development? Also mean developed in body and mind, right?
विकसित शरीर र मन भनेको के हो त भनेर अर्को प्रश्न सोध्नुहुन्छ.
According to his point of view, there are many non-Buddhist ascetics.
को विचार अनुसार
they have to endure many suffering for improvement.
बुद्धिस्ट नभए पनि
Okay, when we talk about Tukkarajariya, I have already mentioned how they suffer. See, there are many other suffering. Many other suffering means, I have already mentioned before, when body becomes very weak, no defilements. When body becomes stronger, energetic, there will be defilements. That's why they torture their body many different ways. Okay, now one target, right, in Nepal. no winter yet.
शरीरलाई दुःख दिएर चाहिँ
Rainy season, very cool, right?
दुःख दिने अभ्यास गर्छन् है क्लेश कम हुने कारणले
If you have to take a shower now, how will you do?
अब नेपालमा एकदमै अहिले चिसो छ हैन चिसो
You may have heater in your kuti, right?
चिसोमा
Without heater,
नुहायो भने कस्तो होला
is it possible to take shower now?
कोठामा हिटर छ
This is a practically big challenge for people here, right?
अहिले नेपालमा बस्ने चिसो
In the winter,
व्यक्तिहरुलाई चाहिँ
very cold.
गाह्रो छ है अब जाडो महिना एकदमै चिसो हुन्छ
They are living inside the water. So naturally, weather is very cold. Also, they also like sitting inside the water. In this case, you can also imagine how terrible, right? So that means their bodies are so cold that no defilement arises. This is the one thing, right? Okay. In the winter, they don't warm up their body with fire. They just sit or live inside the water frequently to subside defilements. What about in the summer? Very hot. But the summer may not be that hot, right? Especially this Himalaya summer will not be that hot. So in the summer, naturally the sun shining very bright, very hot. At that time, they make fire in 4 different places. Okay, above their head, sun is also shining very brightly, very hot. In front of us, and sitting in one place, in front there's one fire. In the back, one fire. 2 sides, 2 more fire. Altogether, 5 heat. Right? Back also heat, front also heat. 2 sides also heated. On the above, sun also heat. 5 heat.
5 प्रकारको ताप अगाडि पछाडी दायाँ बायाँ आगो बालेर अनि माथिको त्यस्तो त्यस्तो गर्मीको बेलामा त्यसरी अभ्यास शरीरमा एकदमै अब पीडा भइरहेको तातो भइरहेको कारणले चाहिँ क्लेश उत्पन्न हुन यसरी चाहिँ उनीहरू अभ्यास गर्छन् शरीरको विकास एकदमै चिसो बेलामा पनि यो चिसोलाई सहन सक्छ यो शरीरले गर्मीमा पनि यो शरीर सहन सक्छ यसरी आगो नजिक बसेर यसरी अभ्यास गरेको कारणले मनमा पनि क्लेश उत्पन्न हुँदैन थियो भगवान र भगवान शिष्यले यसरी चाहिँ अभ्यास गर्नु हुँदैन थियो त्यो कारणले चाहिँ अविकसित शरीर र मन भनेर चाहिँ सचकले सोचेको थियो शासन भएको ऋषिहरूले चाहिँ त्यसरी शरीरलाई दुःख दिएर अभ्यास गरिरहेको कारणले उसको विचारमा चाहिँ उहाँहरूको शरीर र मन चाहिँ विकसित भइरहेको हो भनेर यस्तो विचार थियो भगवान बुद्धको शिष्यले चाहिँ आनन्द ध्यान बसिरहेको हुन्छन् शान्तपूर्वक त्यो कारणले अविकसित हो भनेर भन्नुहुन्छ
Actually, there are many things we can say. Previously, we talked about Dokaracharya, right? So the Buddha Dokaracharya can be found in this sutta, Mahasajaka Sutta. When you go and read Mahasajaka Sutta and Majjhima Nikaya, you can find how Bodhisattva practice Dokaracharya very much in detail. Starting from seeing Alara Kalama. Right? You already know, right? You can also know Bodhisattva Alara Kalama, learn from him. After that, he lived alone. You may remember 3 similes, right? 3 types of wood. Also, you may have already known austerity, right? Let me mention breathless meditation, controlling breathing.
है बोधिसत्वले गर्नुभएको दुष्कर्म सास रोकेर बस्ने ध्यान
Right? Also, eating very a little.
है
Everything can be found in
थोरै खाने
this Chula Sajaka, Mahasajaka Sutta.
है महासाचको सूत्रमा व्याख्या गरिएको छ
See, there are also many two other sutta mention the same about bodhisattva practice in Uruvela.
अरु सूत्रहरू पनि छ है यो बोधिसत्वको दुष्कर्मको बारे व्याख्या गरिएको हजुरले यसमा चाहिँ डिटेलमा गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ महासाचको सूत्रमा
there is a bodhisattva. Then the Buddha also talked to him. Actually, all other people, although they say they train their minds or they train their body, actually, this is just torturing their own body. That kind of practice cannot lead to enlightenment.
दुःख दिएर तालिम दिइरहेको विकास गरेको भन्न चाहिँ तिनीहरूले मात्र आफ्नो शरीरलाई दुःख दिइरहेको हो उहाँहरूले मार्ग र फल लाभ गर्न सक्दैनन् भनेर भन्नुहुन्छ शरीरको विकास मनको विकास गर्नु भनेको चाहिँ आर्य अष्टाङ्गिक मार्गको अनुसरण गर्नु हो आर्य अष्टाङ्गिक मार्गको अभ्यास गर्नु नै शरीर र मनको विकास गर्नु हो
Second time, he approached Buddha for also deliver long discourses. Still arrogant.
दोस्रो पटक पनि अब सचको ब्राह्मण त्यहाँ पुग्दाखेरि लामो सूत्रदेश गर्नु हुँदाखेरि पनि अझै अभिमान थियो है बुद्ध धर्म सँगको शर्मा पनि गएन
Like if he happy and just left. He could rejoice, right? But he just left.
धर्म देशमा सुनिसकेपछि चुपचाप फर्किनु भयो
So the Buddha also knew he cannot attain any path and functionally. Why?
Did the
Buddha explain very long discourses? It was just for parami.
उसको पारमीको लागि मात्र भनेर भगवानले
In the future, he can attain path and functionality. He can attain arhatiship.
भविष्यमा उसले चाहिँ मार्गफल अरन्त लाभ गर्न भनेर चाहिँ
he was born in Sri Lanka.
देश नगर्नुहुन्छ पछि उ चाहिँ श्रीलङ्कामा
I don't remember his name.
जन्मिन्छ
He became bhikkhu. He attained arhatiship.
पछि श्रीलङ्कामा भिक्षु बन्छ र पछि अरन्त पनि बन्छ.
This is about Vaisali and Sachaka Parivachaka.
चाहिँ वैशालीमा घटेको सचको परिभाषाको घटना.
We should talk about the last part today.
अब आजको अन्तिम परिचय.
You will know who is that.
चित्र हेरेर
Ugasena.
उगासेना.
Actually, Ugasena is also some of wealthy family.
उगासेना
एकदमै. Actually, the Buddha came back Vaisali to Rajagaha.
राजगृहको एकदमै धनी परिवारको मान्छे थियो है.
वैशालीबाट
राजगृह फर्केपछि को घटना भयो.
Actually, one day during a festival,
अब एउटा चाड पर्व भइरहेको बेलामा
a troop of acrobats and dancers came to the city.
यो कला देखाउने नृत्य कला
beautiful female acrobats.
नृत्य देखाउने चटक देखाउने मान्छेहरू चाहिँ चटक देखाइरहेका थिए है. एउटा बाँसमा चाहिँ चटक देखाइरहेको एकजना तरुणी केटीलाई देख्छ यो उगासेनले अनि त्यो केटीसँग पछि उसले बिहे पनि गर्छ.
He had to follow the woman, his wife. He was born in a wealthy family.
धनी परिवारमा जन्मेको कारणले अब यो गरिबको यो चटक देखाउने केटीसँग बिहे गरे पछि चाहिँ जीवन चाहिँ जिउन गाह्रो भएको थियो है. अब त्यसो अब केही पनि नाच्न पनि नआउने बाँसमा केही पनि गर्न नआउने कारणले चाहिँ श्रीमतीले होच्याउँथ्यो है आफ्नो बुढीको लागि भनेर चाहिँ यो सबै सम्पत्ति त्यागेर आएको थियो. तर अब घरमा बिहे गरेर बस्दाखेरि चाहिँ उसलाई केही पनि काम गर्न आएको कारणले बुढीले होच्याउँथ्यो. त्यो कारणले होच्याएपछि चाहिँ एकदमै चित्त दुखेर आफ्नो ससुरासँग चाहिँ यो बाँसमा चटक देखाउने विधिहरू सबै सिक्छ र पछि उसले चाहिँ राम्ररी चटक देखाउन सक्ने हुन्छ र एकदम चर्चा परिचर्चा पनि पाउँछ. एक दिन चाहिँ मान्छेहरूका अगाडि चाहिँ त्यो चटक देखाइरहेको बेलामा भगवानको शिष्यहरू पनि आउनुहुन्छ. भगवान बुद्ध आइसकेपछि चाहिँ उसको चटकमा मान्छेहरूको त्यति ध्यान गएन मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ भगवान बुद्ध र भगवानको शिष्यहरूतिर ध्यान दिए जान
we
थाले
also allow him to perform his skill.
अनि भगवान पछि भगवानले आफैले नि ल तिम्रो चटक
So he
देखाऊ
is
भनेर
performing.
अनुमति दिनुहुन्छ है त्यसपछि उग्रसेनले आफ्नो चटक देखाउँछ
Then anyway, finally, the Buddha also delivered discourse to
त्यसपछि
him.
चटक सकेपछि भगवानले उसलाई चाहिँ धर्मदेशना दिनुहुन्छ
Okay, here. This is the stanza. Monja pure, monja pacha,
मुन्छ पुरे मुन्छ पच्छ
maje, monja,
मजे मुन्छ
pavasa,
पवस
paragu.
पारगु
That means give up the past, give up the future, give up the present.
अतीतलाई पनि छोड्दिनु अनागतलाई पनि छोड्दिनु पछुपन्नलाई पनि
Okay,
छोड्दिनु
here in this case,
अब यो
the meaning
घटनामा
is give up attachment to past aggregates, future aggregates,
यसको अर्थ चाहिँ
present aggregates.
पहिलाको आसक्तलाई पनि पहिलाको पञ्च उपादान खण्डलाई पनि
Pavasa paragu.
त्याग गरिदिनु भविष्यको पञ्च उपादान खण्डलाई पनि त्याग
Actually,
गरिदिनु
sometimes when we say paragu, people misunderstand, especially Myanmar people will misunderstand, like a professor or
पारगु
something like
भनेर
that.
चाहिँ एकदम
Yeah,
पारण
paragu
गर्ने के
means
भनेर
the one
सामान्य
who
मान्छेले
reach
त्यसरी
other shore.
बुझ्न सक्छ तर यहाँ चाहिँ
Para
अर्कै
means
अर्थ हुन्छ
shore,
पारा भनेको चाहिँ अब
on the
चटक
other shore, right?
है
So he
अरूको
will reach other shore. After crossing the river, he make another branch.
पारा भनेको चाहिँ यहाँ
Other
अर्को
side of river, right? This is also
पारी
called
खोला पारी भनेर
paragu.
भनिन्छ है त्यसलाई चाहिँ पारगु भनेर भनिन्छ खोलाको अर्को पारीलाई पारगु
That means he crossed over the existence, we can say, right?
अब
Sabata
पार तरेर जानु है
vimuta
यो संसारबाट
manaso
पार तरेर जानु सबता विमुक्त मानसो
jadi
न
jaram
पुनः
ubehisi.
जाति जरम उपेहेसी
That is
उपेहेसी
his stanza.
चाहिँ भगवानले यो
So here
घटना भन्छ
means
यसको अर्थ है अतीतलाई पनि छोड
the
भविष्यलाई
mind is
पनि छोड
completely free from all
वर्तमानलाई
conditional
पनि छोड
things.
यसरी भवसागर पार
Vimuta manasami free
पार
from
सबैतिरबाट मुक्त चित्त भएकोले
free
तिमी
down of
फेरि
mind, right?
जरा
Free from
जन्म
all types of
बुढ्यौलीमा
conditional
पर्ने
things.
छैनौ भनेर भगवानले भन्नुहुन्छ
Tanapuram jadi jaram ubehisi. You will not
न
go.
पुराण जाति जरा
You will not
उपवासी
undergo that and
तिमी
decay
फेरि
again.
जरा र बुढ्यौलीमा पर्ने छैनौ
Okay, if we summarize, we must not have
सरकारीमा पर्नु
attachment to
पर्दाखेरि
past aggregates,
पहिलाको
future
पञ्चखण्डलाई
aggregates,
खण्डपुरा आसक्तलाई
and
पनि
present
आसक्त पनि
aggregates.
आसक्त हुनु हुँदैन भविष्यको पञ्चस्कान खण्डमा पनि आसक्त हुँदैन
Then we can
वर्तमानको
cross over
पञ्चस्कान
the
मध्यपान खण्डमा पनि
samsara
आसक्त भएन
ocean
भने चाहिँ हामी
and
यो
reaching
संसारको
another shore
भव सागर पार
of
तरेर
ocean
अर्को पारी है
or existence.
अर्को पारी पुग्न सक्छौँ जहाँ चाहिँ त्यो
Also,
दुःख हुँदैन
put the mind
बुढ्यौली हुँदैन
completely free from all types of conditional things. We will not undergo past and decay again.
मन पनि सम्पूर्ण प्रकारको
So on hearing this
उपादान
stanza,
स्कन्धहरूबाट छुट्यो
Ugasena
भने
attained
है
ownership
यस मन सबै प्रकारको आसक्तबाट
together
मुक्त
with
भयो भने चाहिँ
four analytical
है
knowledges.
यो जाति
This is Samhita.
जराबाट जाति जरा पर्ने छैनौँ
On the
भने
top
यो
of the
गाथा
pole.
सुन्ने बित्तिकै त्यो
Then
बाँसको
who is performer
टोपामा
on the
नै
top of the bowl, on the pole.
ऊ चाहिँ
At the time Buddha delivered this
अरन्त
discourse.
पाइदिन्छ है पतिसंहिता सहित अरन्त पाइदिन्छ त्यो
You
बाँसको
can take
टोपामा नै
past and future knowledge easily.
सजिलै बाँसको
After
टोपामा नै
that,
अरन्त पाइदिनुहुन्छ
he immediately requested the Buddha
त्यसपछि बाँसबाट
for
झरेर
higher ordination.
उहाँले उपसम्पदाको लागि
The Buddha also allowed
माग्नुहुन्छ
him to be ordained.
भगवान बुद्धले पनि अनुमति दिनुहुन्छ उपसम्पदा हुनको लागि
So here, we also should say many other things, right? Many other things means when you go and read his story in Dhammavada, he will mention his past
धम्मपदमा
life karma also.
उग्रसेनको बारे पढ्यौँ भने उहाँको पहिला जन्मको बारे पनि थाहा हुन्छ
That means in the Kassapa Buddha's time,
कसो भगवान
he
बुद्धको
offered
पालीमा
him, his and his wife offer
उसको र
food
उसको
for
बुढीले
the Anarhat.
एकजना अरन्त भन्तेलाई खाना दान गर्नुभएको थियो
right? Then at the time,
त्यो समयमा
they also make some, we can say, joking or something, right?
त्यही समयमा अलिकति ख्यालठट्टा गर्नुभएको थियो दान गर्ने समयमा
Right? Some joking means like this.
ख्यालठट्टा भन्नाले
I think the one bhikkhu smile or something maybe. At the time he said, "Oh, he smile, or maybe he come from acrobat or
अरन्त
like
भिक्षुको
that kind of joking."
अरन्त भिक्षुले चाहिँ अलिकति
Both wife and husband make that kind of
स्माइल
joking.
दिनुहुन्छ हाँस्नुहुन्छ त्यो हाँसो देखेर चाहिँ श्रीमतीले चाहिँ ए
That's why they
उहाँ
put-
भन्दा त त्यो
they
चटक
were
देखाउने
born
परिवारबाट
as,
आउनु भएको होला भनेर भन्नुहुन्छ
dancers and performers like that.
है अनि श्रीमानले पनि हो भनेर थप्नुहुन्छ त्यो कर्मको कारणले
Okay,
चाहिँ
anyway,
यो जन्ममा चाहिँ
these
त्यसरी
are
चटक देखाउने
the first
परिवारमा
part of Rajagaha.
हुनु परेको हो केटी चाहिँ चटक परिवारमा जन्म लिनु परेको केटा चाहिँ उसँग
So
बिहे गरेर
actually,
चटक देखाउने हुनु परेको है
we
पहिला
don't
जन्म यो
know
कर्मको
which
कारणले
year or which vasa. Maybe second vasa, after second vasa, maybe after third vasa also possible, right?
दोस्रो भाषा तेस्रो भाषा
Ugasenate had to ship a little earlier.
उगसेनले
Okay, here in
उगसेन
this case, we should
भगवन्तले
say a
चाहिँ
few more things about
अरन्त
Parisambhida.
लाभ गर्नुभएको थियो है यहाँ पति संविधा भन्ने शब्द आएको छ
Actually, there are many Parisambhida pada arhat at the time of the
अब
Buddha.
त्यहाँ धेरै पति संविधा पता अरन्तहरू थिए भगवान् बुद्धको पालामा
So a few days ago, we have already talked about Chalapenya arhat
पहिला हामीले छलभिन्य अरतको बारे चर्चा गरेका थियौँ
with psychic powers.
यदि शक्तिसहित
So if we say Parisambhida pada arhat, is actually higher than Chalapenya.
पति संविधा पता अरन्तको भनेको चाहिँ छलभिन्य भन्दा पनि माथिल्लो है उच्च स्तरको अरहन्त
So then four analytical knowledges.
चार प्रकारको
So
ज्ञानहरू हुन्छ
when we say Parisambhida pada,
पति संविधा पत्ता
we can also understand they can take psychic power.
पति संविधा भन्ने बित्तिकै अब अरू यदि शक्तिहरू सहित पनि
When you go and
बुझ्नुपर्छ
read Thera Gatha and Theri Gatha,
थेरा गाथा थेरी
Thera
गाथा
Padana and Theri
थेरा थेरा
Padana,
पादान
we
थेरी
can find
पादान
many stanzas like that.
धेरै धेरै गाथाहरू भेट्न सक्छौँ
They also have Parisambhida, they also
पति
take
संविधा सहित
psychic power like
अरन्त
that.
हुने है यदि विधा सहित अरन्त हुने भनेर गाथाहरू
So they are also
धेरै गाथामा छन्।
Sekha Parisambhida.
अर्को चाहिँ
I mean,
शेखा
although they were not
पति संविधा
arhat, they also have Parisambhida.
कोही कोही चाहिँ अरन्त नभए पनि पति संविधा पत्ता
They can take analytical knowledges. For example, Venerable Ananda.
भन्थे आनन्द
Venerable Ananda was Sotapanna.
भन्थे आनन्द सोतापन्न हुनुहुन्थ्यो
We already mentioned after the first vasa, within the first vasa, he could attain Sotapanna, right? Thanks to
पहिलो
Venerable
भाषामा नै
Purnamani
सोतापन्न
Buddha.
हुनु भएको थियो है पुण्यमन्तानी
He
बुद्धको
was just
उपदेश सुनेर
Sotapanna, he also has analytical knowledges.
है सोतापन्न सहित उहाँमा चाहिँ यो
Then he has Parisambhida.
पति संविधाको ज्ञान थियो
This, we also have that kind of special bhikkhus.
विशेष प्रकारको भन्थे है आनन्द भन्थे
Then there are also some Anagami.
कुनै कुनै एकजना चाहिँ अनागामी पनि छन्
They also have Parisambhida.
उहाँहरू पनि पति
That
संविधा
kind of also
लाभ
can happen
त्यस्तो पनि भएको थियो
because Sekha Parisambhida, right?
त्यसलाई शेखा
In the
पति
case
संविधा
of
भनेर भनिन्छ
Venerable Ugasena, also many other
भन्थे उगासेनको बारे
Parisambhida pada arhat,
भन्ने
they are
उगासेन चाहिँ
already arhat, right?
अरूहरू
The
पनि
higher level.
पति
You
संविधा
can say very high
अरन्तहरू
arhats
धेरै
in
थिए
Buddha's
भगवान्
dispensation.
बुद्धको पालोमा
So when we go and then study
जब हामी
biography
ग्रन्थ
of
पढ्न जान्छौँ
extreme or eminent disciples,
अब भगवान् बुद्धको
like who achieved the title
शिष्यहरूको
foremost.
बारेमा हामीले पढ्छौँ एकदको
Most
सहित
of them
अरन्त
are
हुने व्यक्तिहरूको बारे पढ्छौँ
Parisambhida pada arhat.
उहाँ चाहिँ प्राय सबै चाहिँ पति संविधा पत्ता अरन्तहरू नै छन् है
Okay, so now
उहाँ सहकहरू
in Buddha teaching,
भगवान् बुद्धको
whatever
शिक्षामा
occupation, whatever caste,
जुनसुकै
wherever you are
जुनसुकै
born,
जात
it's
जहाँसुकै
not the matter.
जन्म
Right?
भयो
If we
भने
can
त्यो ठुलो
practice,
कुरा होइन
if we have parami, we can achieve.
हामी अभ्यास गर्छौँ यहाँ
In the
पार्न
case of
सक्छौँ
Ugasena,
हामीले ज्ञान लाभ गर्न सक्छौँ अब उगसेनको कुरा
He has very
गरौँ
strong parami, right? That's why
ठुलो
he could attain
विशेष पारमी थियो उगसेनको
very easily. After listening his short discourse, he could attain Radhishan. No,
छोटो उपदेश सुनेर पनि अरन्त हुनुभएको थियो पतिसम्दा सहित
So
त्यस कारणले
this one also happened in Rajagha.
यो पनि राजगृहमा घटेको
We cannot
घटना
know
हो
of the second vasa or third vasa. We are not sure.
दोस्रो भाषा र तेस्रो भाषा
Okay.
चिन्ताका
So now I will stop here. 1 hour already, right?
है जो पतिसम्दा सहित
Okay, as
अरन्त लाभ
conclusion,
गर्नुभयो उगसेनले अब
today we have already learned many things
निष्कर्षमा
about
आज हामीले धेरै
Parita,
कुराहरू सिक्यौँ परितको बारे
about Satyaka
सिक्यौँ
Paribhajaka,
सचक परिभाषाको
also
बारे सिक्यौँ
Ugasena.
अनि उगसेन
Right? So in the case of Satyaka Paribhajaka,
सचक
although the Buddha
परिभाषा
delivered very long discourses, 2 times,
दुई दुईचोटि
he can
लामो लामो
rejoice.
उपदेश
But
दिँदाखेरि पनि
even he was a non-Buddhist.
केही ज्ञान लाभ गरेको थिएन
Okay? He remained non-Buddhist.
ज्ञान लाभ गर्नुमा मात्र नभइकन बुद्धिस्ट पनि भएको थिएन
Although Buddha delivered short discourse,
अब उगसेनको बारे कुरा गर्दाखेरि
but he could attain
छोटो
Radhishan.
उपदेश दिँदाखेरि पनि उहाँले
This is the
अनन्त
proof of
लाभ
Parami.
गर्नुभएको थियो यो चाहिँ पारमीको फरक
So we can fulfill Parami,
जब हामीमा पारमीहरू छ
we can also realize
हामी
path
पारमीको
of future knowledge.
रूप पुरा गर्न सक्छौँ
May you all be able to
हामीले
practice
पनि
3 trainings and may you all
मार्गफल
be able
लाभ
to
गर्न सक्छौँ
realize final cessation and no
हजुरले
suffering.
असिलिसिया समाज पञ्चासीजको अभ्यास गरेर सानो भान्साहरू दुःखबाट मुक्त भएको निवारण सम्पत्ति लाभ गर्न सकुन् साधु साधु साधु
Okay. Is there any? Okay.
Sayadaw, you mentioned the Chosachika Sutta and Madhyama Nikaya. And that sutta, Venerable Asaji, he delivered discourse to the Sachika, and he mentioned anatta, anicca and anatta.
Sure.
Yeah, he did not mention dukkha.
Dukkha, sure.
And in the commentary, it is said like it is only the prerogative of the Buddha to deliver the discourse on the dukkha. And there are a lot of other suttas where monks they did not deliver; they delivered only anicca and anatta. Is it right, or maybe any can deliver?
Okay, for our practitioners, right, it will be a little bit different. So sometimes, according to listeners' condition, they may say only two things. Right? Of course, anatta can be found only in Buddha dispensation. When the Buddha appears, we can know the nature of anatta. For anicca and dukkha, very clear, very obvious. Right?
श्रोता अनुसार भन्दैले भगवानले देशना गर्नुहुन्छ
Okay.
Thưa Ngài Kinh Parita, người tụng rất quan trọng, phải đúng ngữ pháp, phải hiểu rõ vân vân. Vậy nếu con nghe từ bản thu âm từ các ngài mà không phải các ngài tụng trực tiếp cho con thì có được lợi ích không ạ? Sau đó Parita, the reciter very important, but recite according to Pali, must understand well. So how if I listen from the record from the Bhikkhu Sangha, but not directly chanting for me, is it beneficial?
Like
a
live stream, right? Like a live streaming. Actually, this kind of thing I don't recommend. Right? For example, like for devotion, okay, you can listen like that. But for about effectiveness, I don't recommend.
यो भगवान पञ्चे सङ्घहरूलाई नै बोलाएर पाठ गरेको चाहिँ उचित हुन्छ प्रभावकारी हुनको लागि
Wanamisara, how does Parita actually give effect to listener Is it the bright vibration affecting the listener's stream of consciousness?
We cannot say anything like that, right? I have a definition, for example, like a Vachanga Sutta to sickness. Okay? Then he will recover from sickness. We cannot say vibration or anything.
भाइब्रेसन ठ्याक्क त्यस्तो त भन्न मिल्दैन है।
Similarly, in the case of
रोग
Ratana Sutta,
रोग निको
right?
भएको,
Then
अब समस्याहरू हटेर गएको,
we
त्यस्तो
can
चाहिँ
free from
असर हो
disaster or famine or this kind
है।
of suffering.
दुर्भिक्षहरू हटेर गएको त्यो चाहिँ
So
असर
different
हो
parita may have different effects.
है।
It
विभिन्न
depends on what
सूत्रहरूको
kind of parita you chant or what kind of condition you have.
सूत्रहरूको आफ्नो प्रभावहरू हुन्छ।
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
So I have a question about one part of Ratana Sutta. When the Parita was recited in Vesali, Venerable Ananda was splashing water around. Nowadays, I didn't see bhikkhus using water while reciting Paritas. How did they use water in ancient time, and do they use it nowadays? If yes, how properly to use it while reciting Paritas so it will be beneficial, effective for listeners, receivers?
Actually, you just live in powder, that's why you have never seen, right? Okay. Even in Pau, like for example, I don't know other center in main Monument Center. We are going to chant Breda. There are many water bottle. They bring water bottle. Right? Then they put in front of the recitation, all the bhikkhus. Other they bring their bottle back. They keep it for safety. When they will use that one, for example, we have that kind of culture in Pau.
You said I saw they recite around the water, but I thought they drink it, that not splash around.
Okay, this is one thing, right? Now we also have another tradition, but we cannot have this kind of tradition in Pau, especially Pau monastery. Pau village, they may have, I'm not sure. So like in Upper Myanmar, Middle Myanmar, like my native town, every Myanmar New Year, after Myanmar New Year, we have this kind of Parita recitation. We have to recite 11 Parita. It took actually more than 1 hour. So we have many preparations, like for example, flowers, threads, rubbers, sand, water. Right? We use many things like that. So after chanting Parita, they bring all their water is on the pot, not bottle, clay pot. Right? Then they bring everything back. So they also splash water. Right? Thumbs up. No, not bhikkhu, by bhikkhu. Also grubber, small stone, right? Grubbers. They also throw stone around their house for protection, like that. This is a culture in Middle Myanmar and Upper Myanmar, like my native town. Right? So in Molimi, I have never been to that kind of ceremony, so I don't know. Okay? So we still have that kind of culture, but not splashed by bhikkhus. Lay person, they don't splash the water. Okay?
But my meaning is Venerable Ananda was splashing for beneficial of other living being, right? So if we recite for benefits of others, how can we use water?
Actually, the same. Right? In the case of Venerable Ananda, he put all the water into the bowl. Right? He may have some small branches. Even now in Thai tradition, they also have some splashing water like this. Right? We also have similar tradition. We also do similar things, but not bamboo stick. Right? They may use some leaves. For example, now, okay, practically, we can also say like coconut leaves. Possible, right? You can coconut leaves, palm leaves, we can use for splashing water. Okay?
Dạ, thưa thầy, thì cho con hỏi là nguyên nhân nào để dẫn đến thành tựu một bậc thánh có tứ tuệ phân tích ạ? Và cái việc học Abhidhamma có phải là một trong những cái nguyên nhân đó không ạ? Những cái nhân để thành tựu bậc thánh tứ tuệ phân tích, học Abhidhamma.
Okay.
So what are the causes that in fulfill parami in order to attain patisamhita knowledge? So is that including learning Abhidhamma?
Okay. We're gonna say learning Abhidhamma, learning Pali text, right? Learning is one of the cause of attaining patisamhita jnana. Actually, there are many things. This is called adhikama. Adhikama means learning, right? Adhikama, not only that, actually, there's also, we can say, paripucha. Paripucha means if some part is not quite clear, you must also ask until it becomes very clear. We call Gantipada. Gantipada means no deep passage. No deep passage means something not quite clear, right? So you have to clarify all the things. Not only that, actually, you also have to practice. Anti Sangarupaka Jnana, Nuloma Jnana, like that. In the past lives, in the Buddha dispensation, if you have already fulfilled that kind of parami, then you can attain Patisamhita Magga, Patisamhita Jnana.
पाली राम्ररी पढ्ने, प्रश्नहरू सोध्ने र शङ्का र उपेक्षासम्म अभ्यास गर्नुपर्छ। पति शब्द चाहिँ आराधना गर्नको लागि।
Those the listeners need to know the meaning also in order to be effective in parita.
Listener, for listener part, it doesn't mention understanding. Only recite that part, we need understanding.
Is
recording, actually, I already say, I don't recommend it, that one, right? For effectiveness, it's not like a practically chanting, right? Okay, now, for example, I'm also recording Parita now, right? I just record like to play in Korea, right? My intention is, right? That means I don't pay attention to the meaning. I just pay attention to recording. Right? This kind of case, I'm not sure how they record. In my case now, I'm a recording, right? I don't pay attention to the meaning too much. Just pay attention to the recording. Okay, call it good or bad, I just think about that one. Right? So similarly, I think many other reciters with the same idea. They just think about the recording quality, right? When we are chanting practically, then we also know the listener conditions. Because of feel compassion and metta practically, right? That's why when we say playing or recording, how the recorder can feel compassion and metta. Right? That's why I don't recommend that kind of things for protections.
श्रद्धाको लागि ठिक छ। अब असर पर्नको लागि चाहिँ आफूले पाठ गर्नुपर्छ र फन्देसँग बोलाएर पाठ गर्नुपर्छ।
Is it okay to listen to Parita Sutta chanting while sleeping, or is it considered not respectful?
Actually, when we are lying down or sleeping, we should not listen. There's no respect. There is some exception. For example, you are very sick. When you are sick, you just lie down and listen. In this case, it will be exception. Okay.
Thưa Ngài, con thấy mọi người khuyên con nếu ngồi thiền miên mật hàng ngày thì nên tập yoga cho cơ thể khỏe mạnh. đỡ bệnh đau xương khớp, nhưng con thấy các sư không có thể dục hay yoga gì đâu, vẫn rất tốt mà. Thưa Ngài, theo Ngài việc tập yoga có cần thiết không hay chỉ cần tập trung hành thiền thôi, cơ thể sẽ tự điều chỉnh được ạ? Sayadaw, I see people advise me I should practice diligently every day and should do yoga so the body can be healthy, less painful. But I see many Bhante do not do any exercise or yoga, but they still very good. So to you, the practicing of yoga, is it necessary or just focus on meditation only? The body itself will adjust.
Actually, as a bhikkhu, nobody will exercise yoga in front of you. Right? If I do exercise, also I will do alone in my room. Okay? So that means just for our health, you can do exercise. I do balance, right? In this case, it will be okay. But if you spend very long time for exercise, also not quite good. Okay, yeah, one more question.
One question is about Parita. Also, if a man will listen to the record of the Parita with the intention to recollect the previous events, like to maybe to join or to join mind or something, is it let's say effective or not? With the meaning like it will help him to restore his health or something like that.
In this kind of case, we can say just like a Dhamma Savana. Similar to listen to the Dhamma, right? If we understand the meaning, like listen to the Dhamma, we cannot say effect or not. We cannot say exactly, right? Doesn't mean this is a recorder. We can know it's qualified or not. Okay.
And the second question, yesterday, other Bhante mentioned about Sukha Vipassaka. And in the Netipakarana, mentioned two types of charita. Ditti Charita and Tanha Charita. They also divided by two, it means sure, four. But first, the Ditti Charita is like Vipassana Pubbangama. And the second one is Samatta Pubbangama. So that means anyway, they need to attain jhana first.
Sure.
On any object,
sure.
yes.
Sure.
And then they need to train in Vipassana.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, now one more question.
Dear Sayadaw, so I have the migraines for a long time. So many nights I cannot fall into the sleep peacefully. So I play the Parita chanting and lay down to listening to it. Is it acceptable?
Okay, you should change another chanting, right? If Pali, okay, if somebody is chanting Pali, it's not quite good. You can listen other audio, like for example, audiobooks. Right? You may have many audiobooks in Vietnamese, right? It will be more effective.
Yes, thank you, Sayadaw.
No? It's okay? Still okay? We cannot hear anymore. Okay, now we can share merit, right? Idame bunyam asawakaya waham hodu. Idame bunyam nibbanasa pacayo hodu. Mama bunya bagam sabha satanam bhajemi. Desabe me samang bunya bagam lavandu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.